it was very important, you know, because Celie is a queer icon, you know, and Alice Walker was clear about that. And certainly back then it was complicated to expand into that. You know, our world is so much more tolerant, even though we still have so much further to go. You know, there's still opportunities. And so we leaned into those opportunities and made sure that the queerness was amplified, right? And ultimately, you know, our goal was simply to make sure that we were honoring Alice's intentions. My biggest challenge was, what can I add? Became the question. So I went back to Alice's book, first page, first line, Dear God, I'm 14 years old. I was like, all right, cool. I think I get it now. I think anyone who's writing letters to God has a sprawling imagination. And my job now is to make sure that Celie has that imagination and can really expand that imagination. And I think that that was my kind of, that became the North Star. And I feel like everybody that came on board understood the importance of adding to this sprawling imagination. Ultimately, to say that anybody who has dealt with trauma and abuse is actually actively in their head trying to liberate themselves, and not how most people misconstrue them as people who are waiting to be saved, or docile or passive. So that was a very important kind of jumping off point for me.
It felt so natural. I mean, I think from day one in our chemistry reading, I walked in and she was like, do you want to go over the scenes or anything? I'm happy to help you. And, you know, from there, it's so interesting. Our relationship off the set mirrored our characters, because I was brand new. I didn't know how a lot of things worked, and at every turn she'd be like, this is the camera, and you do this and you do that. And she was my anchor on set. And then at the same time, like, we come from such different worlds. We just wanted to get to know each other as people. So we would do things like go to Target and like get lunch together and just talk. And yeah, it was just so easy to build a relationship with her, because she is just the kindest, like, loving spirit anyone could be. I think, you know, I've told the story about my grandmother, how when I was like, you know, I wrote this down, I wanted to be in a movie musical by the end of the year, and the day we put her in the ground back home in our home country of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, something in me just told me to Google like auditions, and I saw The Color Purple was auditioning, and that, her loss in our family was so devastating. And I think to cope, I told myself, this has to be for a greater purpose. We lost her for something greater, and this was it. And I think playing Celie, whose faith had been tested throughout the film, helped repair my faith. I think I believe in things a little bit more, and I choose to see the world differently. I choose to see the world like Celie does, like through beautiful, innocent, you know, eyes that believes in like magic and love every single day. I would take a bath every week. Every week I would take a bath, and I think it's interesting that I feel like my character, we really tap into her imagination at the waterfall, and there's something about the connection between water. I think water holds a lot of power, but it also can be very releasing. So that's what I did. I think I just called on water a lot. That's so funny, I just thought of that. Yeah, I would just take a bath and like sit and, you know, just allow like everything that I was feeling in my mind and my body just to be like in the water, and then I would let it go down the drain and release it. And yeah, and then I also just called on family and friends just to love and support me and, you know, be there for me at every turn.